Good morning and welcome to our first season recap,
where we drink the last sip of our cups and talk about the highs and lows of this season.
I'm Sophia Safe.
And I'm Sophia Curry.
And this is Sip and Spill.
Welcome back to the Tea Journal.
The topic we'll be touching on today is the highs and lows of this season.
So this is going to be a bit of a yap session, although not that our episodes aren't yap sessions, but...
It's a little unscripted.
A little unscripted, yeah. I mean...
This is really emotional, honestly. I mean, we haven't reached a lot of people with our podcast yet.
Well, actually, I feel like a significant amount of people know about it, though, which is like fun.
They may know about it, but I feel like we don't get a lot of listeners.
But that's okay.
That's okay. I'm fine with that. I'd like to mention that I'm completely fine with the fact that not a lot of people listen to it, and honestly, it's therapeutic for us to do this in the first place, and it makes me happy how much we've accomplished.
Yeah. And to recap why we even started it, it was like, we started this at 12 a.m. like on a school night because I remembered us talking about like, hey, we should do a podcast. And we were just sitting there studying for our math test going, and I was like, whatever happened to that idea, like, would you still be open to that? And Sophia jumped right on it. And
absolutely.
We were so excited. And
knowing that I had a partner that was just excited to write and work and not gonna fall back,
Yeah.
Someone that wasn't just doing this for fun, someone that would be consistent with me.
I mean, we are doing this really just for fun,
absolutely.
But you mean like shirking the responsibility, but would be consistent. Yes, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is for fun. This is therapeutic for us. This isn't for any sort of gratification.
No, not at all.
Only self-gratification.
I mean, and I think that's one of my favorite things about this not even this episode, this podcast in general. One of the things I know my mom had said about it, she's like, it's like an audio journal for you guys. And it's true. Like, if something had happened in our personal lives and we kind of wanted to talk about it more in depth, we kind of make an episode about it and be like, hey, I think this would be a really cool topic to talk about. Like,
absolutely.
We got into journaling and we were like, hey, we should do something about journaling.
And we did.
Or, like, so I went through something major and I was like, I'm glad I have a support system. And we were like, hey, we should do a support system episode.
A lot of the ideas for our episodes come from events in our daily lives.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think that's, another one of my favorite parts about this is it's very much us, and it's kind of, it's living through a daily version of our lives. It's like, teens go through this stuff, and
it's important
and there's
for it to be out there.
Yeah, and also there's also a bunch of self-help podcasts for 20-year-olds, but I don't see any like 15, 16-year-olds, starting a podcast saying like, hey, this is how you help high schoolers.
Absolutely.
So, I think, what was one of your favorite episodes?
Oh, I really liked the therapeutic benefits.
Yeah, that was fun.
Creative expression one. It was actually, it started off as one of our shorter episodes. It was actually one of our segments was extremely short, and we had taken a recess from the episode to think about it. And we came back with a new segment, and I feel like that episode made me see how we were able to work with each other really well and like add on to what we already have. Yeah. Learn from our mistakes, learn what can be fixed really, really easily. And it wasn't, it's not to say that it's easy to learn and to do this, but it's the fact that we were able to recover from something that was harder,
Yes. And we also, we learned a lot about ourselves through this process, our consistency, how much we would commit to something, and then, just we didn't know that we would have this much fun with a podcast. Like, I remember the first day we sat down and it was like, I think we recorded the intro or something several times and we were like, yeah, this is really awkward. And then eventually, the more we did it, the more comfortable we got with recording conversations.
Right. I mean, the first episode, I had heard that it was robotic. the way we talk to each other. I feel like a lot of people thought it was monotone because we had scripted our initial like introduction to the podcast.
Just to make sure it would go smoothly.
Yeah, because we had no experience talking to no one and everyone at the same time.
Right. And talking to each other.
Yeah.
And talking to an not imaginary audience, but nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
Like talking to air and talking to each other. Almost as if it's almost as if you guys are all like our third imaginary friend. Like we're just talking to somebody and someone walks in and they're like, who are you talking to?
Or some heavily traumatized child.
But I think some of my favorite episodes have been some of our heavier ones because we got to kind of explore a side of, something of like society and culture that people don't talk a lot about. And there's, a bunch, just for us as like, psychology buffs and nerds,
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to go in and see statistics and see the research and see how things can improve through different usages and tactics. And one of my favorite ones was the trauma one.
Oh.
Because, flipping through the workbook that we had used was my mom's.
Right.
And she uses this with her clients. And it was just really interesting to see, like, firsthand the different exercises you can do to get through this and to say, hey, I can put this out there as, like, a resource.
Absolutely. And
cool.
I feel like we learned so much from the heavy episodes. We were able to go and dive deeply into our research and come out knowing a lot more than we did when we dove in the first place.
Oh, yeah. And we also, I think, are coming out of this podcast different people.
Absolutely. I know when we first started, we knew nothing about podcasting. We started out with no Instagram. We barely knew how to run Spotify and YouTube. It was all really messy. We would
Editing was so long.
So long. And after we made like our first, say, 10 episodes, that's when we really started to get the hang of doing this.
Oh, we like locked in.
Oh yeah.
But I think another one of my favorite parts is the interviews.
Absolutely.
We gotta shout out the interviews, guys.
Absolutely.
How many interviews did we had? We had one,
quite a few.
2, 3, 4, 5. I think we had 5, 6.
6?
We had 6 interviews.
Wow.
One of which, or 2 of which were in one, 3-part episode.
Oh, yeah.
Which that was also one of my favorite episodes.
Me too.
Was interviewing our teachers.
I agree. And episode 17 also was another one of our teachers.
Yes. Because we got to connect with them on like a level that most students don't get to do, and we get to see a more, I don't want to say relaxed, but like a nice like chill side, not just
side.
Yes. Which, of course you don't want to cross the line, but of course,
no.
It was nice to get to know them on another level other than you teach me math.
Agreed.
Or you teach me like the human body.
A really nice highlight was, I feel like, especially connecting with our math teacher, Dr. Yutt. Sophia and I have been in the same math class for 2 years now.
Hopefully 3 years.
Hopefully 3, and hopefully with Dr. Yutt again.
Yes.
She honestly changed my perspective of math so much.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Mrs. Kosis too, which was our previous Algebra 2 teacher.
Yes.
But Dr. Yutt specifically, I feel like her teaching style and the way she did tests and the way she gave study guides was really helpful for the way I learned math, and getting to know her on obviously a respectful, more personal level was really nice, and hearing the way she perceived students as well was super interesting, and honestly I was really like grateful for the experience we had with her.
And I'm grateful because we got to hear another side, because it's very one-sided, if you get a certain recommendation or a certain something, or a teacher sounds harsher and you're like, oh, they're just so like stingy or whatever. And then you get to hear the other side of, well, this is why I'm like that, and I'm not trying to come across as that way, or, I want to make sure that these people really do get the best of their, their high school experience and their high school career. And it was refreshing to hear that side. And again, get closer with someone that we appreciated and respected.
Absolutely.
And I loved how Dr. Yutt's class was structured. It was very well structured. And, you know, teachers take note. No, I'm kidding. Take note. She's a really good teacher. But
she's a very good teacher. And also, I'm so grateful for, like, the ability to interview our guidance counselors.
yes,
I feel
that
like-
was a different side because, you know, a lot of kids are like, what does my guidance counselor do?
Right, like, do they just schedule my classes? Or, like, but hearing what they're able to do and how they're able to help us was
Yeah.
really insightful. And
Half that stuff I was like, I didn't know you did that.
exactly. And honestly, it was really nice. It was also, again, refreshing to hear that they also care
Mm-hmm.
deeply about the students that they're helping.
And I think we tend to forget about that unless you really do have a teacher, like Sophia had mentioned about her
Oh,
one,
dear.
that you just are like, yeah, I know
Yeah.
you just don't care.
Yeah, but that's a completely different experience.
I liked our fun episodes, like our, you know, our
Mhm.
chill ones, like, you know, like the pop culture one. That was fun to do because
It
it
was
was
fun.
kind of even like somewhat of a break from heavy topics.
Absolutely.
So,
So, do you want to move into things we're excited for the next season?
yes.
Oh my god. First of all, I'm excited for my junior year altogether.
You are?
I am.
I'm terrified.
I'm excited to not be associated with the underclassmen, to be honest.
That's fair. I'm excited to see where our junior year takes us with the podcast.
Agreed. I feel like we started our podcast in the mid
Middle
to
of the year.
end
Yeah,
of our sophomore year.
it was like late February.
And so our season 1 was pretty short, considering the beginning of our, like, we started in the middle of our sophomore year.
Yeah,
So I'm excited to see how long season 2 gets.
I agree.
And of course, we're going to take a little hiatus in
Mhm.
between ending season 1 and beginning season 2.
Yes.
But hopefully with season 2 we can do, maybe in the future, videos.
Yep, we're planning video recordings, which I'm super excited for.
Me too.
And like I said before, like we take episodes and episode ideas from stuff that happens in our life. So like, you know, junior year is going to be a crazy year, and so I'm sure we'll come up with lots of fun topics to talk about.
Absolutely.
But I'm also excited because it's like it's a big yearly reflection, and this is something that we can come back to look on, and it's like it's an accomplishment that we can be proud of and say like, hey, look what we did.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited to see it grow.
Hopefully.
But not like grow in a sense of like,
I'm excited to see us grow.
yes.
And to see our podcast grow.
I mean, like,
not in the way that, like, we're even, like, gaining followers
Yes.
or having more people see it, but grow as in, like, how we grow as people and how we grow as to how much more we're researching.
and how much more we're able to do, like
Mhm.
how our skills have improved, because this has massively improved our skill set of other things. Like we can research very efficiently now,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what I mean in terms of grow. So like I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for us to grow
Yes.
together.
Yes. So, I mean, we can give you a few sneak peeks.
Okay. Do you want to start?
We can read. So, season 2 is gonna have some fun episodes.
We're going to start with our trailer into the new season, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the first thing that's released.
Yes, and that will kind of highlight the first few episodes, kind of say, hey, this is what we're talking about. Welcome to our junior year, craziest year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then episode 1 is going to be pressures of a new school year, so you have that to look forward to.
Really exciting.
And it's, you know, in parentheses, our junior year.
At one point, we want to try to get an interview with our principal.
Yes.
Hopefully that'll go through. We've had a couple struggles when it came to that and scheduling with busy schedules. But
Yes.
of course, with the responsibility of our summers being crazy and him being a principal,
Yes.
it was hard to find a date that worked.
And also, you know, we made the joke earlier that we were like, why do our summers feel busier than the school year?
Literally.
Like, I feel like I have no free time. But
Mhm.
it's nice because we're excited to do that, but we're also excited to, you know, interview some people we don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And reach out to some organizations and sit down with them and see where that takes us. We will, of course, get into, you know, some heavier topics, you know, mental health disorders and the medical diagnosing side of that, which I'm curious to hear more about.
And then the dangers of self-diagnosing.
Yes. But then, you know, there's also kind of fun ones like the importance of nutrition and exercise, and we can talk about, you know, workout schedule, and, you know,
binging.
More it girl philosophy
Absolutely.
here, which is super exciting, and I'm really excited for video recordings.
Yep, me too. I am so excited. We're actually trying to make a little office in my basement.
Well, I wouldn't say office. I'll call it a studio.
Oh, that's cuter. A little studio.
So
I'm excited to see where that takes us.
I'm excited to decorate.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you guys will get behind the scenes from our Instagram. So if you haven't gone and followed that, you should definitely go. Look up Sip and Spill on Instagram. We'll be there posting lots of behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Every time we get together. Which, surprisingly, isn't that often.
Well, we're very busy, so. But we're definitely super, super excited to show you guys what we have in store next. And we're excited ourselves to show each other what we have in store next.
So that pretty much wraps up our last tea journal for this season.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's kind of crazy. Thank you guys so much for listening. I cannot wait to come back for season 2.
Thank you so much for listening to the end of season 1.
I hope you'll join us next season on
Sip and Spill.